Are you nuts? Are you nuts?
Good morning, everyone. This is Financial Literacy 101. And today we're going to be talking about Holicity, a company that is merging with a space company called Astra, will be one of the first public traded space companies to launch here in this month. So I believe it's important that we start investing in stocks very early. I know a lot of us would like to see stocks in the green all the time, and we think that's the most profitable time to invest in a stock. Again, you have to do your research. You have to back by financials, indicators, analytics, etc. I've been saying this for a very, very long time, but these are some of the things you have to take into note when you're trying to be a well-educated investor so you can long-term make money. I know a lot of us like to short money. I try to refer people to do options rather than do long-term investments and try to make quick cash. But options is the way if you want quick cash to make money within a month or two, or sometimes even shorter than that if you kind of do some of the methodologies that I do when it comes to riding the wave, which is not necessarily the most profitable in some instances because it's backed by a gut feeling and how certain day trading indicators help me to predict if an option is going to go up or down on that. But when we're talking about long-term investing, that's when we're talking about individual stocks, okay? Individual stocks versus options, okay? Options is how some people get paid. Investments, individual investment, how some people leave generational wealth and also money for their family and their kids, okay? So without further ado, let's get right into it. Let's talk about Holicity. Let's see what this stock is really about. So we have Holicity here. And so far, they've been performing very, 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 very well, okay? As you can tell, this company has only been out for the past 3 months. Now, I can go back and show you a year, but again, they only came out in September. So let's stick with 3 months. And for the past 3 months, they've been up 68%. The past month, they've been up 61%. The past week, almost 60% again. And then today, they're up almost 1%. So again, this is one of those blank check companies that a lot of people are not familiar with. They're just kind of like, oh, we're a blank check company. So a lot of people are not familiar with this particular company or not. So essentially, let's talk about it. Also called Holicity is a blank check company whose business purpose is to effect a merger, capital stock, exchange, asset acquisition, stock purchase, reorganization, or similar business combination with one or more businesses. This company was founded by Craig McCraw and Randy Russell, is headquartered in Kirkland, Washington. So let's kind of break down what a blank check company is all about. So blank check companies are solely just rich people investing in other companies. That's all. So you say a blank check company, they're kind of saying, well, we're going to give you a blank check to write how large amount of money you need to order to support and innovate and increase your business profits so we can get paid more money on our dollar. So when you talk about a merger, yeah, they're going to be part of mergers. They're going to be part of capital stock exchanges. They're going to have assets with acquisitions. They're going to acquire companies. They're going to buy a large portion of stocks of a company. And essentially, blank check companies come in to take over. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. A blank check company comes into organizations that need a lot of capital, may have a good business model, a good business plan, a good business product. But blank check companies come in. They don't just come in just to help people out. They come in to make more money. And a lot of times, blank check companies can be the majority rule, depending on how many stocks and shares of that asset that they have. So a company like Holistic, which is important with them that you guys may not be familiar with, that again, let's first redefine what a special purpose acquisition company is, called a SPAC, okay? SPACs have been very popular lately because they've been doing a lot of businesses. So a special purpose acquisition company is a blank check shell corporation designed to take companies public without going through the traditional IPO process. SPACs allow retail investors to invest in private equity type transactions, particularly leverage buyouts, okay? They saying we provide the money, you can go public without all the weight, okay? Basically, this is the same definition. Let's see if any questions. Is SPAC a good investment? It has been less popular for individual investors. Most SPACs underperform the stock market and eventually fall below the IPO price. Given SPACs poor track record, most investors should be wary of investing in them. So a SPAC raises capital through an initial public offering for the purpose of acquiring an existing operating company. Subsequently, an operating company can merge with or be acquired by the publicly traded SPAC and become a listed company in lieu of executing its own IPO. So why this is important? Now, before this company Astra becomes public, it's important to invest in Holicity, who's a blank check company, right before they go to their IPO. And as they go to their IPO, Holicity is going to shoot up. And this is once they shoot up and when you start to seeing that stock peak, meaning there are certain indicators like candlesticks and RSIs that will show you on the downtick, this is when you sell, because traditionally and historically, special purpose acquisition companies, also known as blank check companies, they tend to do bad after the release of that IPO, okay? After the release of that IPO, but heading into that IPO, they do primarily well. And that's why when we go look over and we see the performance records on certain platforms like MarketWatch, a lot of us can actually see the performance of this company, which is a blank check company, do very, very well. Year to date, they're up 60%, okay? Holicity is up. The ticker for Holicity is HOL. Holicity is doing very, very well. The past 3 months, 65%. The past month, 57.5%. The past 5 days, almost 60%, almost 57%. So again, this is essential and this is vital to your future investments. Now we go over to Yahoo Finance and we look at the short term here. Let me see if I can blow that up for you guys. Short term here, you see that they're doing very, very well. And as we're getting closer to the release of Astra, the merger that they'll be doing, okay, the merger they'll be doing in order to boost it, that stock, that is where they're going to make their most money, okay? But right now, as you can tell, they're already overvalued. They're already overvalued. But essentially, when that merger occurs and Astra becomes public, that is when the stock is going to be very profitable. And the next 2 or 3 days, you should be looking to sell. Now, this is what I'm referring to. Public traded launch company on NASDAQ via merger with Holicity. This is the stock that we're talking about. Okay? Mergers, more times than not, do very, very well in the first week or so until the dirt comes from under the rug. Now, I also want you to look at BlackRock. Look at BlackRock in here. It's saying right here, BlackRock managed funds and accounts lead investment in Astra to launch a new generation of space services to improve life on Earth. Astra, listen to this, Astra, the fastest privately funded company in history to demonstrate orbital launch capability, and Holicity, the company we're talking about investing in, a special purpose acquisition company, a blank check company, today announced a definitive business combination agreement that will result in Astra becoming a public traded company. The transaction reflects an implied pro forma enterprise value for Astra of approximately $2.1 billion upon closing. The transaction is expected to provide up to $500 million in cash proceeds, including up to $300 million of the cash held in the trash account of Holicity and an uprise of $200 million led by funds in the account managed by BlackRock. It goes on to say, this transaction takes up a closer step to our mission of improving life on Earth from space by fully funding our plan to provide daily access to low Earth orbit from anywhere on the planet. So why is this essential? A lot of us, we always invest in the company that we see, but not in the company that's in the backdrop. It's kind of like, who makes more money, the actor or the producer, the director or the actor? Those are the questions we always ask. It's kind of like when you see entertainers like singers and rappers and rock star and country artists. Doesn't matter the genre of music. Who is making the most money? The producer. The producer, because essentially any artist goes into debt when they sign in a contract. They goes into debt essentially. Okay, because the producer is providing the studio, it's providing the props, it's providing the electricity. It may even be buying you lunch. It's picking you up and dropping you off. So essentially, an artist, before they even start making money, they're already in debt. So this company like Astra, they need to go out and find blank check companies like Holicity to back their project. So that's why initially blank check companies do very, very well, but they too also know that their stock is going to tank maybe a month after Astra becomes public, because now people are going to be investing in Astra versus Holicity. There's really no need to me invest in Holicity once the IPO is released with Astra. But this is important information for us to know in order to make the money right now when it comes to certain companies. Again, Astra, Holicity, merger, okay? Now, a lot of times we also need to understand the merger. I know this is quite a bit on this page. There's a lot to see here. Yeah, I'm going to try to blow this up as much as I can, okay? Now, again, it says Astra to become the first public traded space launch company on NASDAQ via the merger with Holicity. And it talks about, again, I have long believed space provides an unmatched opportunity to benefit and enrich society. Astra Space Platform will further improve our communication, help us protect our planet, and unleash entrepreneurs to launch a new generation of services to enhance our lives. This company will do very, very well. And right now they're doing very, very well as I'm speaking here. Let's go back to Robinhood. Right now they're down. And this is why I say, you guys should be investing when stocks are absolutely down, because this is where you make your profit. But when we look over the 3-month span, look at this. Slowly but surely, this company has been ticking its way up, moving sideways from $9 to $10 a share, drops back down to 10.16, okay? 10.34, then shoots up. Look at this. When did it shoot up? February 2nd, when what? This story right here came out. You see this? February 2nd. This is why I tell everyone that news is just as important as some analytics and indicators of looking how a stock will perform. Because more times than not, if you look at a huge news story that made wave, then you go back and you look at the timeline of the stock, they kind of mirror each other 1 to 3 days in a difference. So here you see the news come out February 2nd, Holicity merger with Astra, a space launch company. And then you look at their website to look at the date, February 2nd. Okay. So let's see what you guys have been saying. We got Charles Green. Good morning to you. Good morning, Jermaine Anderson. And good morning, Prime X. Okay. Right, guys, that's pretty much my stock review for this morning. I should be back on a little bit later talking about various things. So just stay tuned. Make sure when you hit the notification bell that you receive all my notifications. So when I go live, you actually get the notification so you can join me here live. Okay. This is Financial Literacy 101. Learn money and be inspired. And you guys should be investing to make some money. I'm out.